Assalamu alaikum students. Today I am going to give you a lecture about prepositions. Last time we had a lecture about articles. हमने articles के बारे में पढ़ा था. How to use articles, what are the functions of articles, and how important are articles in everyday spoken English. In today's lecture, I will tell you about prepositions. Of course, preposition is a very vast chapter, but we will talk about important things. We will talk about those prepositions which are normally used in our everyday life. So, what is preposition? Before I start this topic, let me ask you what is preposition. So, preposition is a word or group of words which are used to show the relationship between two nouns or pronouns, which are used before noun or pronoun to show place, position, time, or method. Preposition can be a word or a phrase. If you don't use prepositions or preposition का इस्तेमाल ना करें, so there will be a gap in our sentence. Our sentence will not be understandable. हम उसको समझ नहीं पाएंगे. For example, you can see here some examples on the screen. There is a bag on the table near the room. If I don't use here, on, and near, do you think you will be able to understand what I want to say? कहाँ है बैग और टेबल का जो रिलेशनशिप है, क्या आप उसको समझ पाएंगे? Definitely it is not possible. If I only say there is a bag, the table, the room, so there is no link between one noun, a bag, and the other noun, the table. उन दोनों के दरमियान क्या रिश्ता है, क्या लिंक है, वो नहीं यहाँ पर आपको पता चलेगा. Similarly, बैग और रूम, इन दोनों का आपस में क्या लिंक है, या टेबल और रूम, what is the link between them? It is not understandable either. So prepositions are words or phrases which are used before nouns or between nouns and pronouns to create link or relationship, and it shows place, position, time, or method. So let's have some examples. There is a bag on the table near the room. Now we have understood the position of the bag. Second, John is standing. Where? In front of the class. In front of is a phrase, preposition, which is telling us about the position of John's standing. The board is on the wall, near the door, in front of the students, in the class on the first floor. Now you can see over here how I have clarified. मैंने किस तरह से उसको बोर्ड की जो पोजीशन है और क्या कहेंगे उसकी पोजीशन को किस तरह से क्लेरिफाई किया है. आई हैव मेड इट वेरी सिंपल कि बोर्ड कहाँ पर है, किस चीज़ से करीब है, और मतलब किस फ्लोर पर है. So it has become very clear. Again, the board is on the wall, near the door, in front of the students, in the class, place on the first floor. So if I don't use prepositions here, the board, the wall, the door, the students, the class, the first floor, अगर preposition का इस्तेमाल ना करूँ तो क्या होगा? Nothing will be understandable here. There will be no relationship between the board and the wall, or the door, or the students, or the class. The sentence will remain incomplete. So prepositions definitely are very important, and they are used in everyday life, not only in spoken but also in written language. And their correct use is very important. अगर हम preposition का सही इस्तेमाल नहीं करेंगे, so we'll make mistakes. If we use them correctly, we definitely can make things easy for others. Our communication can be very effective. I will come to you on Monday at 10 a.m. Now here you can see I am using here to, on, and it. Again, if I don't use these prepositions here, again it will not be understandable. I will come you Monday, 10 a.m. How do you understand what I want to say? If I don't use here prepositions, so I've used here prepositions of place and preposition of time. I will come to you on Monday at 10. She is coming from Karachi and going to UK at 10 o'clock. Now, from to 8. These three are the prepositions which are telling us about her, that what she is, from where she is coming and where she is going, and what time is she going. She has been learning English for 2 months. Very important preposition since and for, where normally people make mistakes. Those who speak English, majority of them make mistakes when they use since or for. So they both are prepositions and they both are to be used very carefully. She has been learning English for 2 months. If I don't use preposition here, again there will be a gap. The sentence will be incomplete. She has been learning English. यहाँ तक बात समझ आ रही है. अगर मैं इसके बाद preposition नहीं लगाऊंगा, so what will happen? There will be no link. There will be no relationship between learning English and 2 months. So in order to create link, in order to create relationship between these both, I have used here for. So she has been learning English for 2 months. So what we have understood from this slide, we have understood that prepositions are very important. If we don't use preposition in the sentence will remain incomplete. Or if you don't use prepositions appropriately, so the sentence will not give the right meaning. It may give the wrong meaning, or it may not have any meaning. Now let's talk about some important prepositions. Some very important prepositions with their uses we'll discuss now. But there are some commonly used prepositions which you can see on the screen. In, on, at. They are not only preposition of time, but they are also preposition of place. Under, below, over, up, down, in front of, before, after, to, towards, with, until, from, for, since, ago, before, between, among, opposite, around, next to, beside, into, onto, beyond. So these are the prepositions which are commonly used. There are many other prepositions, but I've mentioned them because they are commonly used and we have to understand them how they are used. Now let's first of all let me tell you about preposition of time. So dear students, preposition of time means we have to use these prepositions for showing time. हमें इन preposition का इस्तेमाल time को show करने के लिए करना होगा. And we have to remember these things. हमें इन्हें याद रखना होगा. If we do not remember them, what will happen? Definitely will make the wrong use. And as I told you, if you don't use prepositions in a proper manner, you will make mistakes. And your mistakes definitely will spoil your English. So you can see here in. Why do we use in? We use in. We bought the flat in 1994. So you can see here in is used before year, before month, and before season. For example, in 1988. Javed was born in 1988. Pakistan came into being in 1947. So before year we use in. Before month. For example, here we have September. So before September I've used it. Let me give you some more examples. He came to Pakistan from UK in July. She passed her graduation in December. I will fly to Canada in September. So you can see before months we can use preposition in. Before season we also use in. For example, winter. We Pakistani enjoy a lot in winter. I will visit you in summer. So in winter, in summer, in autumn, these are seasons, and before seasons we use in. Before, in the first 21st century, and then we have in before a week or more. For example, in the Easter holiday, in the summer term. We also use in before part of day, like in the morning, in the evening. I will talk to you in the morning. Saima will write a letter in the evening. She is having her class. She is having her classes in the morning. So in the morning, in the evening, you can use in before these parts of the day. Then we have on as a preposition of time. On we use before day or date. For example, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We use on before them. Here we have example of on Wednesday. Let me give you some examples. She will visit you on Sunday. I will buy this book on Monday. They will come here on Thursday. So before days we use on, and before date we also use on. For example, Pakistan came into being on 14th August. I will talk to you on the 10th of this month. They have bought the car on the 10th of June. So before day or date, we use on. Then before a single day, we also use on, like on Easter, Monday, on Christmas Day, on Eid Day. So before the single day, when we talk about any festival and day, we use on. On plus day plus part of day, like on Friday morning, on Tuesday evening, on Friday morning, on Tuesday evening. Then we have 8. We use 8 before clock time, meal time. For example, at 3 o'clock, the match will start at 6 o'clock. I will reach home at 4 o'clock. My brother will watch the match at 3 o'clock. I will talk to you at lunchtime. At lunch means lunchtime. We met at breakfast. At breakfast means we're talking about the time when breakfast is taken. And then some phrases like at the moment, at that time. So we use at before clock time and meal time. So whenever you have clock time, जब कभी आपके पास घड़ी का वक्त हो या meal time हो, don't forget to use 88 before clock time or meal time. Then 8 plus 2 or 3 days. In simple words, I can say that before festivals we use 8. For example, Eid. Eid is celebrated 3 days. If we specify the day, like first day, second day, or third day, we use on. On the first day, on the second day, on the third day of Eid al-Fitr. But if we don't specify any day and we only talk about that festival, सिर्फ festival की बात करेंगे हम, Eid as a festival, हम दिन की बात नहीं कर रहे, then we use 8. 8 Eid al-Fitr, 8 Eid al-Azha, 8 Easter, 8 Christmas, and we also use 8 before weekend. At the weekend, यहाँ पे अमेरिकन इंग्लिश में ऑन लगाया जाता है, ऑन द वीकेंड. जैसे ऑन द वीकेंड and we say at the weekend. But remember, we use at before festival. When we talk about festival, we use at, and when we talk about the day of the festival, or when we talk about a specific day of the festival, we use on. तो ये अब हमारे पास preposition of time है. They are very important prepositions and they are very commonly used and we should remember them. अगर याद नहीं रहेगा, we will not be able to use properly. और अगर सही इस्तेमाल नहीं होगा, definitely will make mistake and our English will be broken English. It will not be effective. Look at these examples with night. अब यहाँ there are some differences as well with different prepositions. We have different meanings. Like I woke up in the night. Here in the night means in the middle of the night. When you talk about that you do something in the middle of the night, you can say in the night. It happened on Monday night. I can't sleep at night. Here I'm talking about general night, where it is night. अब यहाँ पे रात की किसी पहर की बात नहीं हो रही, यहाँ सिर्फ जनरली बात हो रही, जनरल बात हो रही है कि रात में मैं सो नहीं सकता. वो रात he does not talk to anyone at night. So when we talk about in the middle of the night, we use in before the night, and when we talk about on the night, then we use 8 before night. So this is the difference between in and 8. When you talk about during the night we use in, and when you talk about simple general night we use 8. Then we have some other differences like, but we do not use in, on or at before every, last, next, this, tomorrow and yesterday. ये चीज़ आप ज़हन में रखिएगा. This is very very important. कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी होती हैं जो कि हमें रखनी होती है ज़हन में. अगर नहीं रखेंगे तो will face problem. We will not be able to use English language in a proper manner. हम उसको अंग्रेज़ी ज़बान को सही मानों में इस्तेमाल नहीं कर सकेंगे. ये उनमें से एक चीज़ है. We don't use any article, preposition like in or an, in, on or at before every, last, next, this, tomorrow and yesterday. For example, we go to Greece every summer. Don't need to say we go to Greece in every summer. Don't need to use in. My brother came home last Christmas. Don't need to say my brother came home on last Christmas or in last Christmas. I'll say I'll see you next Friday. Don't need to say I'll see you on next Friday. I leave school this year. Don't need to say कहने की ज़रूरत नहीं, I leave school in this year. Simple this year. Don't need to use preposition before them. The party is tomorrow evening. The party is tomorrow evening. तो कोई ज़रूरत कहने की नहीं है the party is on tomorrow evening or the party is in tomorrow evening. The group set up yesterday morning. So don't need to use preposition before yesterday as well. So ये चीज़ ध्यान में रखिएगा कि never use preposition before these words. Whenever you see these words, never use preposition. Every, last, next, this, tomorrow and yesterday. तो ये तो था preposition of time. Some very important uses of preposition of time. Let's see some more. In time or on time. ये भी एक difference है जो आपने ज़हन में रखना है. In time means early enough. For example, we have to hurry if we want to be in time for the show. We got to the airport in time to have a coffee before checking in. I was about to close the door when just in time I remembered my phone. I will submit my assignment in time. In time is early enough. I will be there in time. If I say on time, then I'm talking about exactly on exact time. If I say in time, it means I will be there few minutes before the time. So in time, okay, well, on time means at the right time, on schedule. The plane took off on time. I hope the meeting starts on time. Rahil is never on time. She's always late. So on time means you're talking about the right time, and in time means early enough. तो ये एक बहुत अहम फर्क है इन और ऑन टाइम में. तो ये चीज़ें जहन में रखनी होंगी because they are very much used in practical life in everyday English language. They are very commonly used. So on time means we are talking about the right time, on schedule, exact time, and in time means we are talking early enough. Then there are some other uses of it, like we can use it for the time it takes to complete something. For example, I did the crossword in 5 minutes. Could you walk 30 miles in a day? We can also use it for a future time measured from the present. For a future time measured from the present. Your photos will be ready in an hour from now. The building will open in 6 weeks. In 6 weeks' time, so we can also use in such ways. तो ये था हमारे पास preposition of time जिसमें हमने फोकस किया. We have focused on in, on, and it, and we have also had some comparison or comparative study. Now let's talk about the same prepositions is preposition of place. पहले हमने बात की थी in, on, it के हवाले से and we discussed them as a preposition of time. But we are talking about preposition as a preposition of place. Now you can see here, Ima is in the phone box. In the phone box. Box here means a kind of small cabin. Nick's dog is on the run. On की position आप देख लीजिए. There is someone at the door. At the door means दरवाजे पर. So you can see over here how these prepositions are creating a link between two nouns. In the first sentence between Ima and phone box, the link is created. Next dog in the rug link is created. And someone the door, there is a link again. So we use in before you can see here covered area. When you talk about covered area, we use in, like in the phone box, in the kitchen, work in the garden, swim in the pool. Covered area ho ya boundary ho. Whenever we talk about a covered area or boundary, inside the boundary, we use in. Similarly, we were playing in the ground. She was in the building. I was in the university. If I talk about my presence over there, so of course it's a covered area. And talking about the boundaries, when I'll be in Sadar at 2 o'clock. So here I'm talking about the area of Sadar. We also use in before town, country. For example, Kate lives in York. I live in Karachi. Atlanta is in Georgia. Pakistan is in subcontinent. So when we talk about town or country, we can also use in. Then we can see the use of on. On, of course, when you talk about surface, जब हम बात करेंगे किसी चीज़ की सतह की, surface पर कुछ है, so we use on. For example, sit on the floor. आप ये कभी नहीं कहेंगे sit in the floor, sit on the floor. Nice, यहाँ पे इस्तेमाल करेंगे under. So sit on the floor. Walk on the pavement. A number on the door. Egg on your shirt. So when we talk about anything or when we talk about the presence of anything on the surface, we use on. और जब हम बात करेंगे सरफेस कहीं भी हो, ज़मीन हो, किसी की शर्ट हो, कुछ भी जगह हो, but we are talking about surface, so we use on. Then we also use on before floors, like on the first floor, on the second floor, on the third floor. On we also use before a street, on Fifth Avenue, on a road, on a river, a village on this road, Paris is on Seine. The third one is eight. Eight we use. It is a very important preposition. For example, आप खाने की मेज, आप खाने के टेबल पर आके बैठे खाने के लिए. Now you cannot say that I am sitting on the table. If you say I am sitting on the table, it's wrong because it means that you are sitting on the table. On the table will be definitely food. आप टेबल पर नहीं बैठे, आप टेबल के साथ जो कुर्सियां से बैठे, तो हम कहते हैं आप जाओ खाने के टेबल पर बैठ जाओ. It means go and sit at the table. इस तरह हम कहते हैं दरवाजे पर कोई आया है, तो दरवाजे पर से मुराद ये नहीं कि दरवाजे के ऊपर कोई आया. It means that someone there at the door. यानी दरवाजे पर से मुराद दरवाजे के साथ दरवाजे पर. So there is someone at the door. Here we will use at. It means that there is someone there beside the door. So at my desk. If for bus stop we also use at the crossroads, wait at the traffic lights, at a place on a journey. Does this train stop at your at a house and address, at a Mike's house, at the party, at an event. And before home we also use at. So these are in, on, at preposition of place, and they are used here as preposition of place. कुछ और इस्तेमालात भी हैं इन preposition के. As I told you that they are very commonly used. So here you can see in and at with buildings. क्या कहा जा रहा है? There are 400 seats in the cinema. It was raining, so we waited in the pub. We use in when we mean inside a building. When we mean inside a building, we use it. Now, very interesting to note, I was at the cinema. Here it means watching a film. I'm talking about watching a film. अगर मैं ये कहना चाहूँ कि मैं फिल्म देख रहा था, तो मैं इस्तेमाल करूँगा at. इसी तरह से अगर मैं बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि मैं सिनेमा में मौजूद था, I want to talk about my presence, then I will use in. I was in the cinema, it means I'm talking about my presence. I'm not watching film, but I'm just talking about my presence over there inside the boundary of cinema. Cinema, I'm talking about as a place, as a building, and I'm talking about my presence. But when I talk about, of course, the activity, Then I will use here 8. I was at the cinema. जी सूरत हाल स्कूल के साथ भी if I say I study at school, I study at college, I work at college or university, so I will use here 8, not in. But if I say I am, where are you right now? I am in the university, or I am in the college, or I am in the school. Here I am talking about my presence inside the boundary. Where do you work? I work at college, ABC College. I work at ABC School. I work at ABC University. So it's very important. But we normally use it when we are talking about what happens there. जब हम लोग वहाँ पे बात करते हैं कि वहाँ पर क्या हुआ था या क्या एक्टिविटी हम एक का इस्तेमाल करते हैं, लेकिन सिर्फ अपनी प्रेजेंस के की जब बात करेंगे तो हम इस्तेमाल करेंगे इन. Now some common phrases. अब इन phrases को भी आपने याद, you have to remember them, you have to memorize them. Remember, these are the things which you have to memorize and practice. These are very commonly used phrases, like in prison or in hospital, in the lesson, in a book, newspaper, in the photo picture, in the country, in the middle, in the back front of a car, in a queue, in a line, in a row, on the platform, on the farm, on the page, on the screen, on the island beach post, drive on the right, drive on the left, on the back of an road. At the station, at the airport, at home, at work, at school, at the seaside, at the top, bottom of a hill, at the back of the room, at the end of corridor. Then you can see I have given you 2 pages images from a very renowned book, Oxford Practice Grammar. Here you can see sentences as well with images. अगरचे थोड़ी सी images मतलब और क्लियर चाहिए थी, लेकिन फिर भी ये रीडेबल है. यू कैन सी द बर्ड इज इनसाइड द केज. ये इनसाइड इसकी पोजीशन, इसको आप इन भी कह सकते हैं. सारा इज ड्राइविंग इन और इनटू द वाटर. ये पोजीशन देख लें, इसको आप इन भी कह सकते हैं और इनटू भी कह सकते हैं. बोथ आर पॉसिबल फॉर फॉर्मल इनफॉर्मल इंग्लिश के. टॉम इज गेटिंग आउट ऑफ द कार. ये पोजीशन कार से बाहर आने की, आउट ऑफ, गेट आउट ऑफ. दे आर वेटिंग आउटसाइड द बैंक, आउटसाइड. The jug is on the table. ये टेबल के ऊपर जग है. The case is on top of the wardrobe. So on top of, ये आपके पास position. Emma is putting her luggage on or onto the trolley. Henry is falling off the horse. Falling off the horse. घोड़े से नीचे गिरना, falling off. Rahil is at the bus stop. Here 8. The table is by or beside the bed. So by and beside, they both have the same meaning, near the bed. Jessica is sitting next to Andrew. Now, and next to means barabar mein. When people are sitting together, so we can use one is sitting next to another, and that is person is sitting next to another like this. Near is a commonly used preposition which means kareeb. The airport is near Manchester. My house is near army area, or near the market, or near the school. The coach is going to London. किसी जगह जाना हो तो to लगाएंगे. किसी जगह से आना हो, so we use from. The coach is going to London. It is coming from Chicago. 2 words. जब आपको कोई चीज़ नजर आ रही है और आप उस तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं, so you can use 2 words. He is walking towards the sun. Running away. When you get away from something, जब आप किसी चीज़ से दूर भाग रहे हैं, so you can use away. Over. Over and above, they both are very important to remember. Over means किसी चीज़ से over. For example, there is a bridge over the river. ये नहीं कहेंगे there is a bridge above the river. हाँ, जब कोई चीज़ नज़र आ रही है, then you can say और वो उस चीज़ के above है. For example, there is a tube light above the LCD. Over the LCD news. There is a tube light above the LCD. The plane is above the clouds. The temperature. The cyclist is in front of the bus. This is the position of in front. In front में आपकी बैक जो है पीछे वाले के सामने होती है नॉर्मली. द साइक्लिस्ट इज बिहाइंड द ट्रैक्टर बिहाइंड. दिस इज द पोजीशन ऑफ बिहाइंड. Rita is going up the stairs. Going up the stairs means ऊपर जाना. Going down the stairs नीचे आना. Up and down. Across the road means cross करना. The cars are going through the tunnel and through means किसी चीज़ में गुजर के जाना. Walk through gates तो सुना ही होगा. You must have what is called walk through gate. So he is walking through these doors. There is someone entered the room through the window. Trevor is walking along the street. Along means साथ साथ. The car is going past the house, and the house is among the trees. Among and between. Between is used for two or three people. Among is used for more than them. So there is a fight between Jessica and Lucy. He is distributing ration among the poor. Sorry. Jessica is sitting opposite Andrew. Opposite, we'll talk about face-to-face direction. They are coming around the truck or around the truck. So most of these prepositions can express either position or movement. So these are preposition of place, and you can see through pictures how they've been used. Now, for, since, ago, and before. These are some important prepositions, and they are basically preposition of time, and they are used very commonly in perfect tenses and sometimes also affirmative or simple sentences. For example, for instance, with the present perfect. We often use for instance with the present perfect to talk about something continuing after the present. We use for to say how long something has continued, since when something has began. I've been waiting for 40 minutes. Don't need to say I've been waiting since 40 minutes. For 40 minutes. I've been waiting since 10 past 6. यहाँ पे आप since का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. I've been waiting since 2 o'clock. She has been learning English since January. He has been working here at this factory since 2017. ठीक है, because I'm talking about the beginning period of something. But when we talk about duration, जब हम उस दौरानिए की बात करेंगे कितना अर्सा गुजर गया, then we use for. He has been learning English for 3 months. She has been working here at this factory for 3 years, 4 years. So since and for, very very important. For duration, and since for the beginning time when something begins. We can also use for with other tenses, like I'm staying in England for a year. I'm learning English for 2 months. I'm doing this job for a few days. I'm going to I'm visiting this city for 2 weeks. We can also leave out, we can often leave out for. We have had this car for 6 months, but you don't need to leave out. आप इसको छोड़े मत, आपने इसमें लगाना है. ये एडवांस चीज़ें होती हैं. At this level, you have to use them. You have to use prepositions. I go with the past. ये एक और very important, another very important preposition, ago. We can use the adverb ago to talk about a past time measured from the present. For example, 6 months ago means 6 months before now. I passed my driving test 6 months ago. It means 6 months before now. Vicky wrote to the company weeks ago. David first met Melina a long time ago. He phoned me 2 days ago. She bought this book few days ago. So ago with the past time. Ago is a time, preposition of time which indicates past. Ago को देख लेंगे तो आप ये समझ जाएगा कि ये past से simple की बात हो रही है. Before with the past perfect. We use before, not ago with the past. But when we use perfect, then we use before. I bought a car in August. I had passed my driving test 3 months before. Vicky finally received a reply to the letter she had written weeks before. So in perfect tenses we use before, and in simple past we use ago. Now, beside in addition to these prepositions, we have also prepositions where we also have preposition used after noun, and we also have prepositional phrases, means verb plus prepositions. They are also very important. इनका भी इस्तेमाल बहुत आम होता है और we must remember as many words and phrases as possible. Now, please read this story. I'm reading it for you. I'm to you. You just listen to it and just notice noun plus preposition. Prisoners at a jail in Iowa in the US were trying to think of a way of escaping. At last, they found an answer to their problem. They told the governor about their interest in drama. Interest in drama. They told the governor about their interest in drama and their need for creative activities. They put in a repairs for some tunnel digging equipment for a play. About coal miners, they knew that the governor felt sympathy for his prisoners, sympathy for, and wanted a good relationship with them. Relationship with. But they weren't surprised when he said no. But later, when the prisoners mentioned the importance of physical fitness, the governor agreed to let them use a trampoline. Their skill at trampolining was put to good use when 6 prisoners bounced over the prison wall and escaped. So here you can see in this particular paragraph, noun plus preposition का बताना जा रहा था, way of, answer to, interest in, request for, sympathy for, relationship with, importance of, skill at. So what I want to tell you is that sometimes we have to use preposition even after verb and after noun, and they are fixed prepositions. एक verb के साथ कई preposition लगते हैं, and when we use preposition with those verbs, so their meaning changes, and they are called phrasal verbs. जो आज की क्लास में तो हम नहीं करेंगे, but इंशाल्लाह Allah willing, so in next classes I will have one class in which I'll tell you about idioms and phrasal verbs. Then I'll tell you about them. लेकिन सिर्फ एक बात बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि वर्ब और नाउन के साथ भी preposition लगते हैं. They are fixed preposition and they change their meaning. There are many occasions. There are many times it happens that we can predict that this preposition can be used with this noun or verb, but not all the time. ऐसा नहीं है कि हर बार आप बता दें कि यार यही preposition लगेगा. वो preposition fix होते हैं, and we have to remember them. We have to memorize them. Some examples of noun plus preposition. Durability in maths. A cheap alternative to leather. A take on the government. Attitude to or towards, both are possible. Belief in God. Cause of the accident. Cause के साथ off लगेगा. Cost के साथ भी off लगेगा. Damage to the car. Damage with the car नहीं होगा, to the car. A difficulty with visas or difficulty over visas. Over और with दोनों possible है. Example के साथ off लगेगा. Experience के साथ भी off लगेगा. Expert on computers. An expert on computers, not in computers. Hope of winning होगा. Hop to win नहीं होगा, ना ही hop in winning होगा. Invitation to a party होगा. Knowledge of Italian होगा. Lack of money. Matter with you. Method of storing data होगा. Your opinion of the firm. Opinion के साथ off लगेगा. Price of food. The reason for the delay. Reason के साथ for लगेगा. Respect for the environment. A student of chemistry. Substitute for meat. Substitute of meat नहीं होगा. Substitute of for meat. Success at goal for success in my research. In my search. Success के साथ 8 और इन दोनों लगते हैं. Are texts on alcohol and having trouble with my teeth. Trouble with. So these are some fixed prepositions which you have to remember, which you have to memorize in order to speak English correctly. तो ये noun plus preposition का combination है. Now there are some exercises, right? For example, this is a conversation where you can see some blanks, and in these blanks you have to use what you have to fill out these blanks by using in, on, or it. You can see, and you say start of the you only bought that book. Day Saturday. Have you finished it already? Jessica कहती I read it. Dash about 3 hours yesterday morning. Vicky, will the bank be open? Dash half past time. Daniel कहता yes, it always opens. Absolutely dash time. Now you can see these blanks are missing. So I have done this thing in the next slide. You can see over here. You only bought that book on Saturday. Have you finished it already? I read it in about 3 hours yesterday evening. Will the bank be open at 9:30? Yes, it always opens absolutely on time. We are leaving at half past and you haven't even changed. It's okay. I can easily shower and change in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes. Your mother's birthday is on Monday, isn't it? On Monday, okay? Yes, I just hope this card gets there in time. और यहाँ पर on time भी लग सकता है. On time means exactly on time. In time means even before the time. If we ever go camping again, it's going to be in summer, not autumn. Never mind, we'll be home in 2 days. In 2 days. And then we'll be dry again. इसी तरह से there is another dialogue where we have to use for or since. As I told you, we use for duration, and we use since for time expression. For duration, and since for time expression. How long have you been learning English? David says, well, I studied dash 5 years at school and I've been having evening classes dash last summer. That's when I left school. And you are staying here dash 3 months? That's right, I've been here dash the end of April. I'm going to London dash a week before I go home. You can see over here. So Lucy, well, I studied 4 5 years at school. Use 4 5 years because she's talking about the duration. How long? 4 5 years. I've been having evening classes since last summer. Here, the beginning time. When it started? Last summer. That's when I left school. David, and you're staying here day 3 months for 3 months. You're talking about duration. Lucy, that's right. I've been here since the end of April. Here, the end of April is the beginning time. Use 6. I'm going to London for a week before I go home. So now I'm going to end. I'm about to end this lecture, but before ending, let me tell you very quickly this one. Putting the preposition in on or at. Here again, you have an exercise. You can see over here. I'm showing you where I've already filled. We spent the whole holiday on the beach. I read about the pop festival in the magazine. My pet flight is on the 20th, 21st floor. Melanie was holding a small bird in her hands. I'll meet you at the airport. Natasha now lives at 32 the Avenue. I was standing at the counter in the baker's shop waiting to be served. There weren't many books on the shelf. The passengers had to stand in a queue. The woman sitting next to me left the train at Chesterfield. And you can see further exercises. Here you have to use prepositions, but where necessary. If not necessary, don't use. He asked his father for money, don't need to use here. Preposition, they paid me for the books. I thought he would offer and the job, but he offered it to me. Keep me a place and keep place for aim. They showed us photographs of their baby. Buying presents for children is sometimes very difficult. In the end, I bought a kite for Tom and a torch for Anne. So, dear students, this is how today we have discussed prepositions. We have discussed the use of preposition. We have especially focused on preposition of time, like in, on, it, as preposition of time, and as preposition of place. And we have also discussed since for ago before, and we have also discussed noun plus preposition. So, of course, we don't have much time. These were very important prepositions, and they are very commonly used. That's why I have brought them this for you, and I hope you will not, inshallah, have any problem. If you have any problem, you can ask me your questions the way you have been told. With this, I conclude my lecture. Thank you very much.